It's a beautiful thing when you go through trauma. Yes, I said it. It's a beautiful gift you can experience. You can come to the end of yourself and heal and put God first where he need to be and remove all idols and forgive everyone, including yourself. Because every bit of trauma is a part of narcissism. Every bit of trauma. It doesn't matter what kind of trauma that occurred. When you heal from it, you can recognize God approved you to go through it so you can heal. Point of healing from it is you realize it's a better way of being, living, receiving, and giving, and living. Being. But we're not healing because we're not recognizing higher power. And we're ignoring higher self. We're ignoring our higher conscience. And we're abusing our temple. We're not respecting it. We're abusing it. We misusing it. And want to use others. I had to fight for myself, me personally, and I don't mind giving my testimony and what healing I went through, different stages, different areas of my life. I had to purge, I had to forgive folk, I had connections with, ungodly connections with, and family blood ties with. I had to forgive them and say, you know, I also have to forgive myself, but I got to do better. I got to release this. This is not a way to live. To recognize this. Because every time I recognize it, I had to have a bottle. And recognizing it didn't bring up the solution to evolve from it and do better. I used to wonder why, and I used to hate God. I ain't gonna lie, I used to hate him. Because he would let some people go through the extremes. And I found out why. I found out why. Because every bit of things that was surrounding that lifestyle, that mind, that heart, he wanted to come to an end of themselves to recognize him, to purge and heal from it. I take a great deal of honor with respecting him and him helping me to heal and purging, because it took time. It was sacrifice. It was hard. It was intense. It wasn't an overnight thing. It was through time. You don't look at trauma the same when you heal from it. And you recognize God. You recognize the power and healing works from Most High. You don't look at it as the same. You don't look at people pleasing the same. So I would be a fool to entertain anyone who doesn't respect the time and the work of healing that I had to go through, how many times I purged, how many times. That's cool, they don't respect my boundaries. But that doesn't mean I'm so desperate and thirsty, I'm going to pick you and pick this one. No, I ain't picking nobody. I'm picking Most High, me. That's who I'm picking. When you get around people, they should add interest to your life. They should add blessings to your life, your soul, your mind. They should encourage you to do better with your health, your life. And if it's one-sided, then you got to keep moving. This when the enemy played so many games with manipulation and trauma, there's no redo over, because I'm not giving no enemy no kind of access. I don't want nothing that you have. We don't have nothing in common. I take the longer routes to get things done, to really heal. I don't do that for show. This is real life for me. Real life with healing and walking with God. It's real life for me. People don't realize how desperate they come off while operating out of lust. How desperate and low standards you have. And it makes me evaluate, wow, I was acting like that? I was acting like that? Most High can whoop me all day long, because, boy, I deserve it. When somebody's that lustful or that thirsty or that manipulative, it's like they telling on themselves, I'm no good for you, but I just want your attention. I just want to play it like I'm happy for you, but I'm not happy for you. I want to match your energy, but I'm not where you are. I can't afford to put the work in where you are. Don't show me a man, show me the works. And even when you show me the works, I can respect who you are, but that doesn't mean I'm participating in what you want. I'm serious about my calling and my purpose in my life and the healing that time it took for me to get here. And then I find out there's more for me to grow into. I'm not stopping for nobody. I don't care what they want. I don't care. I love Most High. And I appreciate the grace over my life. So at the end of each time while I was at the end of myself, I had to surrender and say, I'm done. I'm done. God, here you go. I'm done. I don't know what's the end. I don't know what's past this. I don't know how to get over this. I can't see past this. Show me the way. Show me the way. It says it in the word, he's the truth, the way, and the light, right? Right? That's what the word says. It hit me like hardcore early this morning. That scripture hit me back like a big slap in my face. He's the truth, the way, and the light. He's the truth because he knows all truth. And if you lined up with his heart and his ways, he gonna reveal truth to you. He not gonna keep it from you. He loves you. That's his way of revealing his love for you. He will protect you. He's the light. He's the inspiration of positivity. He's the motivation for better. He's the one who put the healing virtue within every soul, every body. There's a healing virtue within you. Your body tells you that when you recover. Every time you get a cut on your body, every time you get hurt, there's a recovery for you. It's a healing virtue within you. He's the way. He provides the way. He's the provider because he knows all truth. He's the light and he provides the way. Who else you will go to when you suffer trauma and you want relief? The world tells us to go get on depression medication, but I'd say go connect with the Spirit of God and pray till those spirits leave you. You're going to go through several transformations. Your power might scare you. Your own power, your own anointing might frighten you. But if you understand how powerful God is, you can't help but get more powerful as you grow and get closer to Him. I dare you to pray and call down the power of God to every foul spirit leaves you, to every label leaves you. I mean, every demonic spirit, every depressing spirit, every old habit, every mind, every thought of the mind that tries to remember trauma. I dare you to call down the power of God sincerely with your heart and your mind. Call down the power of God till change comes, till His manifestation comes, till healing comes, till He shows you how to heal, till He shows you how to be renewed, till He shows you who you are, till He shows you purpose, till He shows you your abilities, till He shows you what are you made for, till He shows you favor, till He shows you the abundance that's made for you, till He shows you the open doors. I dare you to call down the power of God. Those who go through trauma, you're meant to be close to God. You are meant to experience trauma, to come to the end of yourself, to be closer to your Father, to be renewed, to be restored, and to get back your joy in abundance, in full, plus interest. There's some blessings that the enemy got to give back to you. There's some joy the enemy got to give back to you. There's some peace the enemy got to give back to you. Ooh, I love him. Ooh, I love him. Ooh. Mm. I was reading this post early this morning. I couldn't really sleep well. I don't know what it was. This lately my dream state. I've been dreaming, and by the time I wake up, the dreams are gone. The thought of it is gone. And I'm like, okay, something is going on. Something is changing and something is happening. But I'm not responding to that. I'm not fearing that. I'm not backing down from opposition neither. No. I wasn't made to back down from opposition. I wasn't made to be in a fetus position and be depressed. I wasn't made to be broken. No, not entertaining it, not feeding into it. I'm breaking every label because it's time to let go and evolve. So early this morning, I was reading the post where a lady said, how do you break out of the matrix? And people say all the time, you breaking away from the matrix is doing your own thing, but they're not breaking down what is the matrix. The matrix is narcissism. The matrix is narcissism. Society runs on it. Families are supporting it. It's being brainwashed in our relationships, how we respond, how we operate, for control, for manipulation. That creates trauma. Come on. That creates trauma. When we don't know better, we don't do better. If we're going to do better, we got to find out what's the root of the issue, what's the cause of it, and how to break that down. Not the people. We got to renew the souls of the people. We got to remind them of their value, who they are. But what that crap comes from is Satan. I had to heal to really expose that. I had to heal from my own triggers and trauma to speak on this, because individuals will know and study me and observe me and will try to bring up a trigger. And I had to realize, wait a minute, for me to have power over the enemy means I have to recognize a higher source. I have to recognize a higher source and not be in the same boat with the enemy. If you have an enemy that's bound to their flesh, you need to have higher power where you are not bound by your flesh to win over the enemy. This is where the word of God comes in there, and it's important. It says it in the word to not live by your flesh, not live by your emotions, not live by who you think you are, your ego and pride. Nah, that's how you eliminate the enemy. That's how you eliminate all the attachments the enemy wants to bring your way. That's how you clear out your path very quickly. But you got to be serious about boundaries and control, self-control, discipline, order, structure. You got to be serious about that. Not no flipping up, not no switching up. I don't care if you get abundance of money. You can't change up, because the power of God gonna come through hardcore. The love of God will come through hardcore. It's gonna be a reminder of who you are. It's a reminder and a push towards destiny and your purpose. You can't stop and change up for people. This is how you break out of the matrix. Getting away from narcissism and healing from it. Healing from the role you play. Healing from what you accept and what you give. Healing from standards. Standards of goals, relationships, career goals, lifestyle goals. You gotta look at who's setting the trends, who's setting the tones. It's narcissism. The longer you sit in it, the more you become depressed behind it. Because it's not fulfilling to you. It's not fulfilling your soul. It's not fulfilling your calling. It's not fulfilling your style, your identity. It's not fulfilling your work. It's not fulfilling your value. It's not fulfilling who you are. It's a mess. And it's from commercial weak people that's fleshly bound and ego driven that don't want you to grow and evolve. This is how you get from under every enemy's grip, because a good 90% to 99% of every enemy is based off of some type of narcissism, and it's sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening. If I didn't heal from the trauma that I went through with bad relationships, situationships, I wouldn't really be still stuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I used to wonder why the depression so hard, because I would sit in it. And I wouldn't evolve. I wouldn't separate from it. I wouldn't separate that weak woman that was people pleasing, that I was made to be. Because I want everybody to get along, but nobody have no kind of self-respect. Nobody have no boundaries. Nobody have no self-control, but they want to rub on their problems or their emotional instability onto you, onto me. You gotta heal from it. You gotta accept the inner yourself. You gotta, the sooner you accept it, the quicker you can start the healing process. Now the healing process is it's not an overnight thing. The longer you heal, the stronger you become, actually. The deeper you heal, the longer you heal, the stronger you become and more effective you become. And the stronger you become, the more the enemy can't affect you, can't break you, can't destroy you, can't put you back in that small box, that small label, that those struggles. It can't put you there. Imagine never giving what you never really received. You give others the best, but you never receive the best. I don't know how many scapegoats out there, but I dare you to heal from that. Heal from that label. If you got to be rebellious and heal from it, if you got to be wild out and heal from it, I ain't saying commit no laws, commit no crimes, or do nothing self-degrading or nothing like that, but heal. Break out and heal. Pull away from it. Discover who God is. And then discover who you are. What's the purpose? Ask God, what's the purpose over my life from in my sins that you cover me from, for me to recognize what's the point of living? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I was one of them people who suffered deep depression. Satan was after me at a young age. He didn't even want me to live in an adulthood. He was after me at a young age. Suicide was close. Not only that, death threats was on my life. Unnatural accidents occurred at least 2 or 3 times before the age of 12. Because you don't heal from it, you will have a cycles you will experience. You'll be going in circles. Time just constant moving. You going in circles. You getting older. You growing physically, but you're not growing emotionally and spiritually, mentally. But you going in circles. That's what he meant by the children of Israel living in the wilderness for 40 years. They're not evolving. They're not growing. They're not separating from sin. They're not separating from old habits, old ways. They're not separating from narcissism. I'm pretty sure there was narcissism back then. It speaks about it in the Bible. That's the number one way Satan uses manipulation and trauma. And to bring sin in is narcissism. If you want to break free, you want real freedom and healing, you got to remove yourself from every bit of narcissism in your life. Standards, goals. I mean, you have to be specific on it. Your relationship with Most High God be serious. You gotta get real with him so he can be constantly real with you. Because that's what he's waiting on. Once I start getting real with him, and I will ask Most High, what's the point of me having this interaction with this snake? I know they're a snake. I don't trust them. And Most High revealed, you need to get closer with how I see you. You need to walk with godly order and discipline. You're getting revealings of an enemy so you know who he is, but recognize the spirit of an enemy. It's based off of narcissism. When you reveal that ways of narcissism, all of a sudden the mask is ripped or melted off. And demons are flying out. And what do? I had to deal with this at a young age. At a young age, telling the truth. I would tell the truth and I'd get shamed for it, or harassed for it, or blocked off. And then it brought on another level of abuse that brought on a domino effect. I guess for control. Ain't no enemy gonna want to do that right by now. I don't care who it is. They're not gonna want to do that right now. It's not really safe to do that. No. Because if you're doing what God approves and God loves, it's help and it's support. He has a way to dismantle. He has a way to dismiss the enemy. He has a way to awaken that soul, that lost soul. When you see individuals operate out of narcissism and you reveal what things they're doing, their goals, their motives, why they're doing it, and yet who they are, there are demons coming out. You gotta have some real power where you're not backing down when those demons come out. You can't back down. You can't be afraid. You can't be moved by your flesh. You can't go pick up a weapon. No, you need some real bona fide power. Power within you, and you gotta believe powers around you. Because that is not average. A good bit of times where individuals' souls have healed and they have advanced and they have received wisdom, a good bit of the time, the spirits that come after those who are healed are strongholds. And if you're not serious with God, and you're not serious about your life, you're not serious about your choices, you are going to exchange spirits with those strongholds. Which is why it says not to play with wickedness when you know better. You go back to your own filth. You're picking up more stronger, dangerous spirits, more fouler spirits. Narcissism is not just total a man problem. It's a problem in the spirit realm as well. That's where it starts from. Those spirits that entertain narcissism participate in the seven deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins, excuse me. You gotta love Most High. You gotta trust Most High to accept His way. To say, I accept your way. I accept what you show me. I accept what you tell me. I accept what you show me and guide me to do. Because you love me. Because you provide for me. Because you healed me. Because you mold me. Even in your molding me, I trust you. I trust you with my soul. I trust you with my heart. I trust you with my mind. There's people who like to put ones through trauma so they can constantly get things and abuse. They can get amusement out of them and always can get help from them when they abuse them. But they don't want to get called out. Because the moment you call them out, sometimes it's not best to call them out. Sometimes it is. It depends on what the situation is called for. But if folk are mentally ill and you are calling them out, do it with your actions. Don't do it with your words. Because if you call them out, they will look at it as you attacking them, but you're not. You're speaking your ground and standing your ground. This is where boundaries have to come in there. Because in their world, confronting means violence and they want to clap back. That doesn't get you nowhere. You have to fight back with your standards, your goals, your structure, your order, your discipline, minding your business, loving Most High. Fight back with those things. Woo! So I say it's a beautiful thing to come to the end of yourself for you to embrace healing. Because when you heal, you find out Most High have judgment against a lot of things we entertain. He have judgment against a lot of things that's wrong. Oh my God. When I start recognizing He has a judgment against a lot of things, it made room for healing. It made room for healing and to say it's okay. It made room for healing and forgiveness and for change. And how many of us at some very sad places in life, stuck emotionally or broken physically, or just stuck or lost, and we're not growing, we're not evolving. We reclaim moments of our lowest in our lives, and the enemy gets thrilled off of it. He records it, and he manipulates more trauma because he gets a thrill off of it. He gets enjoyment of seeing you broken. The enemy in the spirit and some enemies in the physical. I dare you to heal where you can evolve. Find the peace of God and find out what you were made for. Find out who you were made for. What were you made for? Your purpose is tied to your identity. And so is your calling. So is your gifts. So is your spiritual gifts and knowledge. It's tied to you. Your higher self automatically knows it. It picks it up like a baby that can sit when mom or dad is near. Before they open their eyes, they can smell, they know, they hear with their ears. They heard it for 9 months when, I was in the belly and I didn't touch mom's arm or dad's arm, but I heard them. I heard them. And if you didn't hear, you didn't have that connection with your parents, when you were a baby, you knew God loved you. You just didn't know how to describe it. I remember as a kid, I used to, I would just pray and just imagine Most High being near because I needed Him so much. So much trauma as a kid I went through. And I looked through the trauma I experienced as an adult and I say, man, I don't want to live like this no more. But I know that this is a repeat of what I went through as a child. And right then and there, I said, wait, this is a different opportunity I can have with this. I'm not about to let this kill me. I'm not about to let this break me. I'm not about to let this go on and be a repeat of what I went through in my childhood. No, I'm going to break free from this. I'm going to discover who God is in my life. I'm going to heal. I'm going to heal so much the enemy is not going to be able to recognize me. I'm going to hear where I can, excuse my French, shit on my old self. Core values, standards, goals, drive, all those things. All that. Personality, character, flaws, and all. It ain't nobody worth of stopping to entertain. Nobody. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, in fact. One of the quickest ways to kill depression, well, two of the quickest ways to kill depression, but you gotta be consistent at it. The more you consistent at it, the less it will bother you. I noticed one of them is a real stereotype label, but watermelon. Every time I eat a lot of water, all of a sudden I get extremely goofy. Extremely goofy. Can't help it. And I don't got time to be depressed. You go in the restroom so often. There's no movement. There's no reason. Wanting to be depressed, you go. That means you're blessed. That means you're loved. And really, the more water you have in your body, the more healing can come through. Your body's made of so much water, right? Another thing helps is physical movement. This helps with trauma stored up in the body, and it also helps with the spirit of depression. If you move your body, you remove that state of giving up. You remove those thoughts of suicide. You remove that doubt that you're not going to be able to have fulfillment in life. And the more you move, the more happy you become. Now, if you get into fitness and go after some goals, then you're gonna put some fire under that confidence, and you're gonna get reassured. I was thinking about when I was fit, and I could have really got my license as a PT. I didn't need nobody to help me. I did it all by myself. Put the work in, lost all the weight, and I thought about all those things I went through alone. Do it alone. Heal alone. Detox alone. To discover your gifts so you can take honor in it. And build up your confidence. So the enemy can take something of a material, but he can't take the gift that's within. That's a constant flow of a gift within that the enemy is upset and angry and jealous of. That gift within, woo, that's where the gold is at. And when you heal, that's when you discover it. Trauma happens to us when we don't know better, or those around us that wants to mold our thinking and our giving when we don't know better. But when you have standards, order, and discipline, put God first and remove those idols, you stop the abuse, you stop the manipulation, you stop the game running, you stop it. Don't let you open up the spiritual eyes. Don't do that. You gotta really love God to do that. Because that takes you and Most High. You having a relationship with you and Most High, where you're not putting nothing above God. He will show you things. You gotta have a clear mind for him to show you things. You got to have a heart for him to trust you. So in a very unreligious way, really, you need to break free and heal and have a real relationship with Most High to get the real fulfillment that your soul needs, that the world is not going to give you. That's why our world is toxic the way it is. That's why relationships are phony and fake. That's why we don't have healthy goals. We are miserable. We're depressed. Looking at what we see is depressing. Everything is wrong, and it's judgment against it, because it's run off of narcissism. This is Satan's playground. This earth is Satan's playground. He's moving, going to see who he can destroy. And if you don't trust God, what other safe place can you go when you get renewed and still be safe? And still be loved and cared for? Because it sure enough ain't in the streets. It's not in a relationship. But the Spirit of God will protect you and renew you. And anoint you. When I say heal your relationship with him. Acknowledge him. Love him. Make room for honor for him. He has a way to bless you, anoint you, and promote you. Society says we should be first, but they don't talk about how many devils in the first of the line. They don't talk about how wicked it is in the line. A lot of people run from one and be first. Once they get success, they don't want to be first no more. It's wicked. It's a different agenda up there. It's wickedness and foul spirits and woo-hoo-hoo. But sometimes he'll use those who healed, that been at the back of the line, and they received the abundance at the back of the line, and they've been content where they at in life and with who God is to them at the back of the line. He used them to restructure order in the front of the line sometimes. And sometimes God brings a shake up. Sometimes the blessing is of a two-sided coin. Sometimes he has honor in you, and sometimes he wants to bring correction to the front of the line to change the atmosphere and to change how people operate, and for promoting healing, to guiding people to be free. Your freedom means a lot. Your healing means a lot. And God's love for you, it's deep and runs far, far and wide. But if you don't release what you've been through, you can't experience what God wants you to have. If you don't renew your mind, you can't experience what He really truly wants you to have. Once you comprehend how much Most High loves you, you're going to need a new heart. You're going to need another at least 2 or 3 hearts, because the love is deep. And how many times, I could say at least over 10 times, I went through extreme points of trauma and I didn't release my life over to God. I dug into addiction. I dug into self-affliction. I dug into depression. I dug into ways of the world. I dug into people pleasing. I dug into pleasing a man, but none of those things fulfilled me. None of those things brought me real fulfillment. It was moments of satisfaction, but it was hell for the long haul. And it wasn't even worth the moments of satisfaction or pleasure. It wasn't worth it. So all those times I went through those extremes and even light moments of trauma, God was pulling at me. God's pulling at you to release it, to heal. Once you forgive folk, you gotta walk with a renewed mind to not go through it again. You have to have higher power, higher knowledge, higher conscience. And it takes time. But when you discover who you are, you're not going to want to go back to those old ways. And when you discover who God is, you want to stay close to Him. So beautiful souls, I pray that you heal. God bless you.